Hello, this is Bino. I'm an arborist and a tree climber specialist, and what I like to do on my channel is share tree climbing tips with beginners and experts. What we're going to do today is talk about a project that I've been working on since 2014. It's an experiment where this Robinia ambigua idahoensis split apart, and it's really a tree that needs to be removed, but I'm keeping it. There was a lot of rot in it, and it has movement at the base. Basically, the whole top of it came out in a windstorm that came. But to see if I could keep it afterwards and keep it reduced, I've been working on it since 2014. Last time we worked on it, I did trimming, was about a year ago. So it's about time to do it again. What happens a lot of the time when people think about reducing a tree, a lot of people will just draw a line and just cut every single branch, and they'll just make like a shape. Now what happens when you do that kind of pruning, the tree responds by putting out a lot of energy. There's a lot of hormones at the tips of the branches, and when you cut them, all those tips off, that hormone releases all the energy, and then you have sprouts that go throughout the canopy, and you get a massive thick growth, right? Sometimes you'll get branches that go super long and a lot of interior growth, and it just really gets flooded, and sometimes you can't even see through the tree. So what's really nice is it's been about a year since we've touched it, and it's still really wide open. But what's happening is I'm having some branches that are starting to get long. So what I'm going to work on is making the choices to remove the branches that'll help it keep it a little bit shorter and not really get thick. So in drop crotching, you'll want to do, so I'm not going to cut this branch, but just an example of what you're looking to do. So you have these two branches, and this is a secondary branch off of this main one. So when you're going to reduce, you want to go to something like the size of this. See how this is larger? Okay, well, if you remove it at this point, now the energy goes into this branch, and it's more evenly distributed. So with a broad canopy tree, every branch wants to be king. So it's a decurrent tree. That means that all the branches want to be the top. So you tend to get branches that just grow and try to take over. What we're going to do today is try to stop some of that. So if I go back to this branch, well, even here, if you look at this branch, this is getting larger, and it's going wider, and it's getting larger than this one, so it's getting like more weighted. I really don't want to take this one completely out. So what I'm going to do is I'll go, and so I have this one branch that's really a nothing. If you look at it, it'd be more like lion tailing, but I'll just like reduce it to this point so I can keep this lower limb. And then when I come up here, I won't completely take it all the way out. I'll do something like to a lateral branch to here. So you see the thickness of this one compared to this, and also this one. Then I'll come over to this side, and I'll do some more of the same, maybe reduce it to here. Then I'll come back up through this canopy, and then I'm going to look for things that are just crowded. I've got one branch here, it's a real small one, but it looks like it wants to take over. It goes from here, and it goes all the way up, and it's running parallel to other branches, but it goes way up to the top. So I can tell that this one needs to come out. Then if I go into the center here, you know, this one also does the same thing, where if you lead it up all the way to the top, it just wants to take over. So I'll have to figure out which one I'm going to take out up there. I probably won't take the whole thing, but I'll just reduce it. And if I'm coming back around to this side, I've got this oddball looking lateral branch here. I don't want to take it out yet just because I don't have much canopy. So I'll figure out what I'll do here to maybe reduce some of them or thin them a little bit so I can keep it. When it comes to dead, I'll take any dead that I see out, okay? When I'm coming out through this way, now I see way up here, I have these branches that are wanting to take over. So this one starts way down, like low right here, and then it wants to go up, and it's already way up high up over here, and it's crowding this side. So I'll probably make this a reducing cut to here. And then I'll keep on working my way around the tree, and I'm gonna look for all those situations. I've also have another situation where right here, it's a real small branch, maybe hard to see, but it's doing the same thing. It's really small, it starts at this point, and then it goes all the way through to the top of the canopy, way up high, and it wants to take over. So I'm gonna take it out. These little ones I'm gonna keep, so I'll just do some maybe small reduction cuts like to here, and maybe I might even take this one all the way out, and I mean reduce it up to like here. Work my way, continue. Something as low as this, you know, I don't have any low branches, so I'll tend to keep this, and maybe I'll just make a couple snips in here and see how that turns out. And then I get to this side, and I'll probably just work on some of the smaller twiggy stuff, because most of these look pretty fair. So maybe some of those light drop crotching cuts. And I see this, okay, so this one right here, it's pretty good size, but I don't want to really take it completely out. So I might do something like a drop crotch here, because if I don't, this limb comes all the way up and it goes all the way to the opposite side. And also when I look at this canopy, if I walk back a little and I come over to this side and I look up at the tree, most of the branches are growing off to one side. So I think I'll have to reduce, I'll try to work on reducing what's on this side and try to even it out to this side. Not drawing a line, I'm gonna go to branches that make the best sense, and I'll cut up to them. Okay, so next I'll do the cutting, and then we'll see how it turns out. All right, so I'll come back to where I was originally started. So I don't really want to take this whole entire limb out, and it's really almost like a lion tail, but I do want to save it for lower canopy. So I'll reduce it to this lateral here. It springs it up a little bit. And so this branch is getting quite large. So I want to try to suppress this branch by reducing the ends to maybe get shaded by the branches above it. So instead of taking it completely out, I'll reduce it up to maybe something like this. Here it goes. All right. And then I'll reduce it to this one here. So that might help it stay a little bit shaded. Take the dead out. And so I'm going to keep that. The one behind it, piece of dead, I'll take that out. All right, don't need that. And the length of this one, I'll take it out. That might be a completely useless branch right there. But I think I'll just take some of these little, actually I'll just take this one all the way out from here to this point right here. All right, and now it makes it really wide open. And then I'll take the dead piece off. All right. Now that one that goes up through the middle of the canopy, that little small one, I'll take this one out. Really no need for it. And then watch as I pull it out how long this is. And it opened up quite a bit. Now, I do want to save this awkward lateral limb that comes out, so I'll reduce it a little bit. Take the dead pieces off. There goes the dead. And I'll even reduce it to here, make it even shorter. And now, as we come to this side, take the easy dead out. We know that needs to come out. And I'll reduce this dead piece off, just take that dead. I don't really want to take that whole piece out because there's not a lot on this tree. There we go. Now there was that other small piece behind and going up through the canopy. I'll take that one out to see what I got. Open it up. Okay. Now we've got it. I'll cut it and bring it out. All right. There we go. Get that out of the way. Now that one tall piece way up here that's kind of taking over the other side of the canopy. I'll come up to this one, I'll drop crotchet here, and that's going to be, it's going to kind of take, it's going to open up that side there. So here we go. Grab it, pull it out. There we go. Get this out of the way. There. So that made a big difference. It did reduce that one a lot. And now I can see I have another branch right in here that's coming over to this side of the canopy that will reduce back also to this point here. And then once I clear that, a little bit more open, removing the dead pieces as we go. That whole piece, it's actually, this whole piece is pretty gone. So I'll just take it up to here. I'll leave that little twig with a little bit of green. There we go. Nice, nice. Then I will reduce this one up to this smaller limb. Nice. And then this little guy here. This, see how the, well, that's a dead though. Bring it up just like to a small enough. There we go. Now, if you can see this one right here, it's actually just going nowhere but into the other side and trying to take over a whole area. So I'll take it out. There we go. Great, great. Now I'm going to go back to the other side of the tree and see what we got here. When we first started, I noticed that there wasn't so much to have to take out on this side, but I'll just reduce a little bit. More of the tip weight just for the end. There we go. And then something right here. Take that end out. Nice. It's more of a repeater branch, so I'll take this one out to this point right here. If I can get in there. Let me see. There we go. There. The ripper. Now I'll come over to this little one right here and I'll just reduce it a little bit. There's really not a lot to this branch. And I'll even take this one out, just the length of it, just so it doesn't get too long. And now, this one really is trying to take over, but I don't really want to take it out all the way, so I'll just reduce it to this lateral here. And that will open it up, and they'll still give me a little bit of what seems to be a canopy. I don't have lots of canopy in this tree just because of the situation. And let me see here. We'll keep that one. And then I can take the length of this one out. Oh, that's a dead though. Oh, I take it to the one below, right here, and I'll reduce it. Now, what I'll need to do is get the extension on, because I have one that's way on the top that I need to take out, and just make that top a little bit shorter. So the extension on. All right. So what I'll do is I'm going to take this one all the way out if it'll cut. It wants to take over the top, so I'll just reduce it. Here we go. Watch out. There we go. I'm going to grab it. Let's see. There it goes. All right. Now, on this back side here, this one is really just trying to take over to the top. I'll take this one out, and I'll leave the shorter one in place. And then I'll take this other piece out. Take some of the dead. Let's see here. There we go. Now, all right. Now this very back side, I have to do something here. Way up high. He's trying to take over. There we go. It's gone. And I'd say this might be the last and final cut here for this year. And what's been nice is that it hasn't flushed out in growth, and it's pretty much remained thin. There it goes. Bring that all the way out. Get rid of this dead piece here. All right, there we go. All right, so let's walk over to the other side and see how it turned out. I think I'm gonna call it quits for this year. And hopefully we have our goal of reducing the weight, a little bit of the height, and I'm sure it's gonna survive another year. And it's pretty light looking. Well, there you have it. We have some drop crotch pruning. You can see that I haven't taken a whole lot on the ground. And you know, considering that it's a tree that should come out, I'm sure it'll last one more year. Even we've had, in this last year, we had like 3 big windstorms and it didn't break apart or fall over. So I'm thinking it's really working. All right, take care. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell if you like what we do. And by all means, share our videos with your friends. Take care.